Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Kaley. And this is Two
Cups
Cups In, a podcast where nothing is off limits.
So grab a cup of Joe and let's roll.
Grab it, roll it,
Right? Push it, pull it, drag it, drive it. We don't care. Just
bop
get a
it,
cup of coffee.
bop it.
Join in.
Hello.
Have some fun.
Yes.
Join our merry band of gypsies, our band of thieves, band of, I don't know. I watched Robin Hood the other night, the cartoon. So join our merry band. I love that. Right.
The little rooster at the beginning.
You know, Bronco Leela gets sick of me. She's like, tries to make me change off of Disney, so I do sometimes. And I'll put on her stuff. I'm trying to get through the Disney cartoons with her. She's not as big a fan as I am.
No.
I guess those would call that cringe nowadays.
Took me forever with Aiden because he, like, I'm not even kidding you, just a couple months ago, I'm watching Mulan and he comes up behind me and goes, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's Mulan. Been trying to get you to watch Mulan for forever."
Right. It's so aggravating because
freaking kids,
when you know it's ones they'll like,
mm-hmm.
and they'll say no, like, this is how she'll do me. She'll be like, I don't want to watch that. I'll turn it on anyway, and then she'll be watching it. But she don't want to watch that.
Every time.
Right, and I'm like, I know
you had bacon
good.
Downstairs.
Yeah, I did.
They ate some.
Okay. Yeah, I was in town and I was like, all right, you got chickens that lay every day. You don't need to pay for some food in town, which I've been talking myself out of it a lot lately. You just need to go home and fry some eggs and bacon. So I did. Thanks, girls, for the eggs. This is hilarious, but I actually will walk out in the morning and I'll be like, singing a little song to them. You know, like Daddy might. I'll be randomly singing to the chickens. And so the squirrels don't run as fast away. They still run away.
Snow White, man.
Right.
Good God.
Right. And the birds.
You're the redneck Snow White.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
So for starters, we're just drinking Satan's Boy Chicken again.
We did a remote.
We did do a remote, so enjoy this remote video. And we're back for Coffee of the Day. Today we are at Yona Coffee and Cafe in Demorest, Georgia.
And we have found two lovely coffees to try out for you.
Mine is called the Cracker Jack. It is a caramel and hazelnut latte.
And I just got a regular caramel latte because I don't like hazelnut.
I love hazelnut.
Yes, it does.
They were established in 2011. They also have a location in Helen, Georgia for coffee. But here in Demorest, they're open until 3 p.m. and they got breakfast all day and lunch.
And their breakfast was delicious. I give it a try. Now, on price, it's a little bit on the expensive side.
But it's good.
So I'm just saying so you'll know. Coffee is a normal price. Breakfast, slightly expensive, but it was delicious.
It was
worth it.
Oh, it's good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It was worth it. The food is good. And then the place has an atmosphere that's really cool. They have like coffee, old coffee sacks on the top ceiling.
Instead of top ceiling tiles.
Mm-hmm. And then the ambience around is cute. And they have a huge coffee grinder that's pretty cool looking.
Right. So, this is your sign to head down to Yona Coffee in either Demorest or Helen and get some coffee.
And you can have coffee of the day.
Did you like that?
Right.
Was it good? Y'all should check it out.
Right.
Yona Coffee. They got it in Demorest. They got it in Helen. It's good. It's good stuff.
Not only is the coffee taste good.
Breakfast was good.
It was. Not only does the coffee taste good, it looks good. Their presentation was really pretty. Like when you after you just saw the pictures of our coffee. It was a very pretty cup of coffee. And it tasted good too. So
cup of coffee.
I rather enjoyed that.
It was a pretty cup
and
of
like
coffee.
she said, their breakfast was good. And then this other thing will tell you that they're good. Most every place, most every chair, table was taken.
Oh yeah, it's packed every time. No, I've only been there a couple of times, and every time it's been packed. So,
and there's a lot of elderly people, and that's when you know something in Clarksville's good too. Because if you can get them out of their house,
well, it's Demarest.
Well, you know what I mean, and Demarest. But if you can get them out of their house to come to your establishment, then they really do like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's a lot of retired people there.
She was talking about chickens. Guess what?
Chicken butt.
Little baby chicken
right.
butts.
We were like, she got broody, and I was like, is that real broody?
Well, maybe you should actually tell them what you're talking about before you just start talking about. Todd gets on to me about this all the time.
Okay. So I have chickens.
There you go.
I've got like 5. Well, counting the James chicken, I have 6 laying hens and a rooster.
Mm-hmm.
I have a set of chickens that are really cute. They're white, and it's a rooster and hen. They look just alike, and they're white and black, or white and grayish. And he's got some blue streaks in him, but he's really pretty. So the other chickens are just black, just like a red chicken, and then the one like her. There's 3 black ones, and so the James chicken, we'll call her, got to where she was laying eggs on my porch, right by the door. But I just thought it was cute and pretty handy. Just walk right out there and pick up your eggs. Well, suddenly she was sitting on them one day, and I was like, Kaley, she's sitting on them like she's broody. So I was reading up on it, and brooding can mean a couple things. A, they really do have eggs laid that they're brooding and setting and gonna hatch, or she just thinks she is, and she just sits there, but you don't know. So you got like, A, take them out right then if you don't want baby chicks. But we were like, we're excited. This may happen for us.
There was only 4, so it was kind of like is this really a thing or not?
Right. So I marked on the calendar because it takes 21 days. And then it can go, leave them alone up to 40, it said, So I did. I left them alone. About, what was it, 23 day
23, 24,
something like that. And the first 2 hatched. The last 2, one didn't work out. It's neither here nor there. Probably
rest in peace, baby.
Right. And the other one, it was still in there the next day, but I could hear it peeping because it had poked one tiny hole through. So I went
to Tom.
Right.
Peeping Tom.
I didn't think about that. So I went to Tractor Supply and got me a little box for him, and I fixed them a spot right there next to the door. So put her and the egg and the 2 chicks in there. And finally, after another day, we had the other chick. So cute. They'll sit up on her back. They'll hop up on her back. You'll walk out there and there'll be a chicken on her back.
It's adorable.
Sometimes 2. They're so cute. And she's been a real good mom. She don't peck me hard, but she pecks you hard enough to be like, get out of here. So she's cute, but I'm afraid she might peck Leah or somebody else hard that don't know that I'm just changing water, right? And changing water and food. So, and you know what I did yesterday? I told you this. So she pooped a icky, stinky, and it was smelling bad. And so then, if this girl didn't get out, I swear to God, I kept hearing a ruckus. So I went out there, and she's standing on the porch. But when I would come out, she would hop back in. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you. You probably were wanting to stretch your legs. No, she hopped out, took a big old deuce right by the box that had like bugs and stuff all flying all around, and it was stinking like that one. So finally, I was like, what am I gonna do? So I went upstairs and got Alice's vacation pooper scooper that I have wanted to take.
Vacation pooper scooper,
right? Because I don't need it at home. But because if we go on a trip and take Alice or Red or whatever, I have a pooper scooper.
Pooper scooper,
right? Just pick it right up without even touching anything. It's the handiest thing ever. So I used that. And you know what? She was looking at me and didn't even peck it. She was looking at me like, you're smart. She was. I swear to God, that chicken's smarter than
Thanks
you
for
think.
cleaning up my shit.
Right? She don't want to sit on it either because anytime she had a big blob, she moved the spot because it's a small box she's got sitting there, not a big one. But what I do plan on doing if I get my lazy button gear is putting some chicken wire around the cage to reinforce it. Not as much for the varmints, a little bit for them, but the fact that the chickens are so small they could get through. My dog, it's like
Dude,
dog.
I'm
cage.
sure I've already thrown up the pictures, but they are just so
They're
freaking
stinking
cute. They're adorable.
I have this one we either trying to decide whether we call it PJ Mask or Bandit. But it has a little mask. It's so cute. And PJ
Just
Mask.
call it PJ.
Right. It's such a cute name.
Give me a little PJ. So we got PJ. We got Tom.
We'll have to pick one. Actually, it's the smallest. If you know much about chickens, their wings will
if
start.
it ends up being a girl, I'm gonna call her Tam. Peepin' Tam.
Their feathers
Short
will
for
start
Tammy.
coming out on their wings pretty quickly. So
They've already started.
Yeah, and so you can tell which one's the younger one. So you know which one it is if you name it now, if you look at it real good, because it barely has any feathers on it.
Adorable.
Where the other ones have decent feather wings.
In other news, you heard it here, folks. We got babies on the farm.
Right. So our micro farm, that's what I've been calling it for a long time.
Micro farm.
Right. Has baby chickens.
Kind of like a micro penis. I'm just kidding.
I know you didn't. Oh my God. What are we going to do with her? Ding. Wait a minute. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God.
I didn't get him. He fell. I don't think I can reach him. All right. I'm pulling him out another podcast.
I feel like you can get him. Your cord's still got room to stretch.
Come on, guy. There he is. All right. Come back here. Kaley, whenever she's messing about, I'm going to pull out my wand instead of the ding ding.
I got my ding ding.
Right? Ding ding wand. Oh, God. That's great, though. I had to ding her. It's my only time. My only one chance.
Fluff, fluff, fluff. That thing, if you look at it.
Yeah, I can't.
If you look at it.
I can't leave it laying on the desk. I'm going to have to knock it on the floor because if I breathe a certain way, it's going to go off. In fact,
try it. Try to breathe. Just. Breathing didn't work, but a tap on the desk.
Yeah. So I got it.
It works if I tap on it.
I got it for Evelyn for Christmas and she hates it. She won't take it home. She said, "Why'd you get that?"
She's a hard girl. She's okay. She rides a fine line.
She does.
She's either hard to please or she's like, "Oh my God, I love that."
So that thing makes too much racket and she hates it. If you buy her a bird of any sort, she'll love it. But that's a bear. So what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
This is how it looks. But I'm telling you, you literally can't. And I found it at 5 and below. And
every parent that bought that has destroyed it, I'm sure.
Yeah, they've thrown it in the trash.
I ran it over 15 times.
Because, I mean, it was laying in my bedroom and the air conditioner was on. And I felt like it just kept going off. And I brought it upstairs.
Let me see it. I'm doing a test.
Well, I tested it. Kaley tested it. It can't be started off with air. But I swear to God, she did then. She did it.
I
it's very
am a
sensitive.
god among men. Okay, sorry. You take that back. You take that back.
Right. I'm dropping it on the floor. If we walk across the floor, though, it'll go off.
I know we're not recording this
What?
on the right day, but
Oh.
guess where we are right now?
You know what? She scared the
Guess
crap
where
out of
we
me.
are in real life right now.
Where?
Universal Studios in Orlando.
Right.
We riding them coasters. We meeting characters. We're having a good time.
And guess what?
Good time.
Guess what your girl did? She's gonna get a lightsaber. I'll bring it.
Yeah. On Friday we going to Hollywood Studio Disney.
Right.
And Leah is gonna get her a
Wing, 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 wing,
Boom,
wing. Right.
boom, boom.
Right.
Oh, we need to do a thumbnail.
Oh gosh, a thumbnail. I haven't even thought about a thumbnail. My hat's all wanky.
Gonna take a trip in a favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky, little Einsteins. Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, are you ready?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, sorry. Oop. 3, 2, 1. I don't know what face to make. Whoa, why is the screen was stuck on that one face? Okay. That was good.
Vogue. I know what that is, Kaley. We're
Vogue.
voguing. In the 80s, it was Vogue. Struck a pose. That song came out in the 80s.
I'm not good at it, but you know.
Yeah.
I be
Vogue,
doing it.
Kaley, Vogue.
I be watching them drag queen stuff, be voguing and stuff.
Right. Kaley loves to watch
Ain't that
RuPaul and the other
that coordinated.
shows. Yeah, she loves that stuff. She's a reality kid, man. She likes them shows.
It all started with the Jersey. Well, no, can't say that. It all started with Laguna Beach.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
I know she watched every episode of Kardashians too.
Except for the newer seasons. The newer seasons that have come out in the last 5 years. I haven't seen any of those.
I don't know. I don't count that as.
But all the rest of it, yeah. Watched all our Jersey Shore. This t-shirt done.
I don't know. After a while, it got to be too done. After a while.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how much can you watch?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm done with this family. Let's move on. Give me somebody else.
Oh, I know who else she watches. The Seven Little Johnsons.
What's up? They don't live too far from us.
Yeah, they don't. Hey, Seven Little
like
Johnsons.
An hour or two down the road.
If you ever happen to find our podcast, we love and support you guys. Yes, we do.
Yep. Always.
Kaley's been on a new adventure, and I don't know if she's thought about if she was going to tell you about her new adventure, but I feel like she ought to tell you that she's joined in on Todd and trooped a little troop and done a little disc golf tournament. So she's had her first disc golf tournament, and you need to tell us how that went.
Last place, boys. Woo!
Your favorite podcaster and mine, Kaley.
Yeah. I won. Most throws, 92. Sit. Todd and his friends have a disc golf group. They're called Lost in the Toss.
See, isn't that
check them
cute?
out on Instagram.
That's cute.
You know, if you're local to our area, you can go to the Hollow Log in Cornelia and get you some discs. Also, they do a lot of good framing and things, but he's got a bunch of disc golf stuff in there now too. So
Todd's been having a good time.
Yeah, Todd did his first tournament in the second Lula Open, and he won 5th place.
That's pretty good, I think, for your first one.
Right.
Ever.
We're just getting our feet wet right now.
Right. Now.
He's going somewhere. I know it. I feel it.
Really
it's happening.
Because he's very good at it.
Yeah.
So, I feel like Toodles could doodle it. Toodles could doodle.
He is the mystery mouse-catool.
Right. That's funny, Kelly.
Oh, Toodles.
Oh, Toodles. I used to say that when they first got together. Mainly because it's so cute. Why wouldn't you?
It's funny.
It is. His little bag has, what is it, rod on there?
You know, the funny part is,
What?
I thought he did that because of his name, but it was just like the company thing. Like it's on the.
I swear to God, I thought he did it too.
Yeah. Okay. Not sorry to
All
break
right.
your heart. Breaking news! This just in.
I honestly thought
Todd's
he had it
disc golf
done.
bag was already made like that.
I honestly thought he had it
I did
done.
too.
Well, back to other news.
Back to other news.
Right. But if you don't know anything about disc golf, it's very similar to regular golf.
And the point
But-
system and the way it works, and the 18 holes, and
And you got a disc.
if you know anything
style.
about golf, I got
So-
a plus 36. Which is not good.
Well,
I was just there. Me and a coworker of mine were there to see who sucks the most, or who sucks the least. Whatever. We both suck. He got next to last place with plus 26. So obviously I did the worst. They gave me a really big, cool disc, and Todd said that disc will just go and go and go. And
that's probably like.
I was like, that's why they gave it
She
to me.
needs
'cause
some
they're like,
help.
yeah.
We're gonna give her this middle.
So I'm gonna try it out and see if I can't eat that.
Well, here's the thing. I've went with Todd a few times now. I've got 3 or 4 discs.
Alice has even been on the trail.
She has, and it's fun. It's like you get a little exercise as well, because the holes are maybe some distance apart, but you don't realize it because you're just walking to the next one, and then you're standing there throwing, and you're walking to the next one. So don't feel you're not worn out.
I noticed it. I was worn out.
Now, there's a place over here near us at Lula that Kaley says there's one hole that you even have to climb with a rope to get up to.
You know, they put a rope there just in case you need.
Well, I would have to climb with that rope. Thanks.
That one is like some for real hiking.
Yeah. But anyway, it's coming along in popularity. It like pickleball has climbed the ranks in things that people are enjoying, and they even had kids as young as 12 enter in the tournament and throw it, and one kicked all those men's butts.
Yeah, Todd said first place was 12-year-old boy.
Isn't that something?
That's why I keep telling Aiden, I'll get your butt out there. He's
Right.
good.
Aiden is good at it, so he would have.
He likes it. If he'd just like actually do it.
This is what I've decided about boys. No matter what you know that they like to do, if you say it, if you even breathe it, then they don't like it no more. Or they lose interest in it. Only because you noticed that they were decent at it, or they liked it, or whatever. So you have to quietly watch in the background, not say anything. Because if you do, he's like,
silently
I ain't
put up
doing
your
this no
foam
more.
finger.
Right? Swear. I give up. I ain't cheering no more for Aiden. Every time I do, he's like, I ain't playing that sport no more. I'll be like out there with grandma of the year cheering. And then he's like, I don't like that sport no more. I don't like that sport no more. Now, I'm going to tell you, when Talon was playing baseball, I was loving my little mullet boy. He was so cute. And I was like, he makes me think of the baseball back in the early 2000s when you'd be watching it and a lot of them had those little hairstyles like that.
Yeah.
He was so cute.
We've been talking about it, and he's going to try out for the middle school team next year.
Right. And he's also going to partake in band, I think.
He said he wants to play the trumpet.
I don't know. I don't know much about much, but I love band nerds.
My brother played the trumpet.
Right. I was about to say, I love band nerds. I love the trumpet. I love the saxophone.
Most of us have done band.
Yeah. And then also thing is I love gaming nerds, and that's what our kids are.
Yeah.
Band gaming geeks.
And then Aiden added anime into the mix.
He's an emo man. But I knew that from the start. Even from when he was a baby.
He's my kid. Of course
Nobody has talked about death more than this kid. And I'm not talking about suicidal death. I'm talking about all his grandparents died. And so he's talked about death. So he's in the hallway at school saying, what did you say that time, Kaley?
Oh, no. He was in pre-K and they were standing in line at lunch. And he just like, we're all just in line waiting to die.
You see what I mean? That's emo. Couldn't you see a teenager with black outfit with hair all in its eyes looking down at the ground?
All
saying
right.
that?
To my friends that know anything about the emo days back in like, let's say 07 to about 2010, 2011, that little stint of time, he's telling me he wants his hair done this certain way, but he wants to dye it purple, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, send me the picture of how you want your hair. Why do I keep moving my hands? Send me the picture of how you want your hair. And
you need to.
He sent me a picture that I remember all too well that he got off Google of this emo boy with the all black hair or whatever. And I was just like, yep, that's it. That's it. But he wants it purple instead. But his hair is blonde, so you can put anything on it without having to bleach it.
Like a navy blue.
Yeah, in 8th grade, I had blue hair. Mm-hmm. So 7th grade is when I started doing crazy hair, and here he goes. So he's going into 7th grade, and he's asking for all this stuff. And I'm like, but currently, he can't have the hairstyle that he wants because his hair is not long enough. So right now, we're in the process of growing it out so that he can have it the way he wants, because they're kids, man. Hair doesn't matter. Hair grows, it comes back, the dye comes out, and all that. They're kids.
You reap what you sow, Kaley. It's like,
I'm not mad about it.
No, but it's like that's exactly kind of how she was ish, but he's not as hard at it as she was, because I mean she was dressing it every day. I had to buy trip pants and things like that.
He hasn't figured out exactly the clothes he wants to wear, but he showed me like the styles and stuff, and I'm like, well,
welcome to my life. I enjoyed it. I like seeing kids dressed in emo and when I'm out in town. But I'm a mother who I accepted however she wanted to be, because this is what happened to me. I was a preacher's kid. So you have a lot of influence, outside influence
that,
on how
there's
you
a little
dress.
bit of a reputation on the line at the same time.
Yeah. You have an outside influence called parents about how you dress or any of that. So you couldn't necessarily do that. So in my day, I went through an all black phase, and that just meant I wouldn't wear any color t-shirt but black ones. Like everybody was all like, I don't know why you don't have anything else to wear. Black Harley Davidson.
Black is my life.
Right. And that back then, that in the 90s, the Harley Davidson t-shirts were in. They were in big time. So I had several. All black. So,
it rolls downhill. Kid.
It does roll. Because, like, I could only imagine Nana was a Gemini. She had to be emo of some sort. Maybe they didn't dress, but she acted out, I'm sure, in a kind of an emo-ish way. Because she's a freaking Gemini. That's how they rock and roll. They're either happy or mad. There ain't no in between.
All I'm saying is, every stage of life, there's a moment to pray for people with kids, because good God. All right. So, like, made it through the toddler stage. Whew, that was rough. If you got a kid in the toddler stage,
that is rough.
More power to you.
Yeah.
Late elementary school age, a different kind of rough. Not different as bad, but a different kind of rough. Right. Feel sorry for you guys. Right. Oh my God, here we are in the last years of preteens going into teenagedom, and the attitudes.
They both are hitting puberty.
Aiden's is worse because he's been hitting puberty for a longer time than him, and he's got 1 year of middle school under his belt now. And dude, Todd will just be like, he'll say something, and Todd will say, well, I don't know. Okay. All right. Sure.
You know what makes me think of you?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Kaley had a rebuttal for everything when she was getting everything. I feel like she was going to be a lawyer for the longest time. She always had a dream of comeback. Right. She had a rebuttal. She had an argument for it all. She had a loophole to get out of this and a loophole to try to get out of that. Tell you.
Look.
How she's a deliverer and not a lawyer, I have no idea.
If it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Right.
All right. So we haven't done this in a while, so we thought we'd bring back another boom, boom, boom. Random facts. Where were you, Lur? Let's try this
where
again.
I am.
Boom, boom, boom. Random facts. All right.
It's been so long since we did it.
Right.
And
Who
so
wants to
I
start?
wasn't even thinking about it. I don't know, either one. I did whenever I was looking mine up, I hit the animal thing, man, and I just got stuck.
Okay, well, I've got 2 about animals as well. So like
Isn't
let's
that
just
funny?
That's okay. That's
We'll rename
weird.
it.
Go for it, Lur.
Random animal facts. Okay. Did you know that a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance? Is that not the most awesome
cute.
group name?
That's cute.
It's almost as good as murder.
Right.
Man. I love finding this stuff out. Because that's cool.
That is cool.
It is.
This one's for Lur.
Oh, okay.
Giraffes are 30 times more likely to be hit by lightning than humans. And yeah, so like it's not often that people get hit by lightnings, but they said it was like from 1996 to 2010, there were 5 different giraffes that were recorded to have been struck by lightning and fatally died.
Oh,
I know that sucks.
Said it that way.
Sorry, but they're just so much higher up.
Well, what I will say, and I know this to be true from medical background and all that, but men have a higher percentage of getting struck by lightning than women because they have a higher salt content in their body. So,
how often does lightning strike at the Dead Sea?
I don't know. That's one of those things you just have to put your fingers to the walking and find. Well, while she's messing with that, mine next random animal fact, because I got stuck on the animal page, is, did you know, and this has changed my life, I'm going to look at things way different. You are too, Kaley. Did you know that cows have best friends and they get stressed when they're apart, when they're separated?
Sorry, say that again?
Yeah.
Say that again?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear you. That's why I'm saying that. Say that again.
Oh, so she was
I was
listening.
reading. I'm sorry.
God. Cows have best friends, and when they get stressed when they get separated. Right, because we have cows in the fence behind us.
Bon Jovi,
where we live.
Friend.
One has a question mark on its face.
Bon Jovi,
swear to God, it
friend.
does. I had a. Don't even say that, Kaley. See,
I'm gonna cry.
It stressed me a little too because I think to myself about the ones that end up in slaughterhouse and stuff. Or they're all like,
I watched Bon Jovi be born. I named him Bon Jovi. I don't know why I named him Bon Jovi, but I did.
Well, it makes sense. And this way, we have a pasture behind us, and the couple that have these cows are older. And so these cows are all together all the time, and they've been together for a long time. So I could see where there's a certain few that we see sitting together all the time out right behind our house, and they're always together. So I
kind of want to pay attention to that now.
Yeah. There's this one that's real pretty. It's kind of this grayish merle color. It's really pretty.
You should call her Merle Haggard.
Merle Haggard. She's got a baby that looks just like her.
That's funny.
It's really pretty.
All right. So we were talking about lightning striking the Dead Sea.
All right.
According to the AI overview on Google, so don't knock me if this ain't right. While it's rare for lightning to strike the sea, and even rarer for it to strike the Dead Sea specifically, it can and does happen. Lightning strikes are more frequent over land, but they also occur over the oceans. What's that word? Albeit.
Yeah, albeit.
Albeit at a lower rate. The Dead Sea, being a large saltwater lake, is also susceptible to lightning strikes. Okay, well, it's not
albeit
really
it's just one of those fancy words where you could put yet in there, but I mean you gotta look smarter, so albeit.
All right, well, on to my second fact. I've known this fact for a very long time, but it popped up in the random facts again because
Kaley's found a fact.
If anybody hung out with me and my cousin Ashley when we were younger, we would spout random facts off to each other all the time. 1 in 5,000 North Atlantic lobsters are born bright blue.
I have heard that one before, but also saw on...
That was my favorite fact.
Right. I saw it on one of those lobster shows, and
Uh-huh.
they're catching them up there in
Yeah.
Maine.
I've seen them too.
Right.
So, like the other episode when we did the on this day in history, blah blah, we realized when we did it the day we were recording and not the day that it was posting, and
Right.
that might have been a little weird. If anybody cared to look it up and be like, "Well, that didn't happen on today,"
Right.
whatever.
Well, I don't know when that happened, but it wasn't today.
This is today, June 4th, in history.
Okay.
In 1913, Emily Davidson was trampled at the Derby. So,
Well, dang, Emily.
English suffragette Emily Davidson is trampled and mortally wounded by a racehorse called Animer, ridden by Herbert Jones and owned by King George V. During the running of the Derby at the Epsom Downs in Surrey, Jones was thrown from the horse. Horse finishes the race jockeyless, and David dies from her injuries 4 days later.
Goodness. Bless it.
Crazy.
Right.
Oh, my poor lady.
That'd be like me or something, and here I am gonna debut my whatever, and I get trampled and die or whatever. That'd be my luck.
Yep, same.
She won the Derby, but she kind of didn't. She was on the ground. The horse made it across.
The horse won the Derby.
Right.
Well, on this day in 1917, American men began registering for the draft.
Well, goodness.
Yep.
Not so great, but anyway, it had to happen.
In 1919 today, U.S. Congress passes the women's suffrage bill in the 19th Amendment.
Well, didn't that take a long time to actually carry?
Same year, Marines invaded Costa Rica on the same day.
Costa Rica.
Is that one of the things where they're just like, everybody just pay attention to the fact that we just passed the women's suffrage bill. Do not pay attention to the fact that the Marines just invaded Costa Rica.
Pay no attention to Costa Rica.
It never happened, my friends. It never happened.
We weren't even there. Right. For real. Now, for sure, that crap happens. Mm-hmm. It happens on the daily almost. I feel like anytime that little orange person's spouting, there's really something low-key happening.
In 1934, Dr. Frederick Banting, co-discoverer of insulin, is knighted.
Oh. Well, isn't that cool? But, I mean, that was a great discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, like, people who had childhood diabetes, no way they made it. No way. They're so brittle.
Here you go. 1940, first night game at Forbes Field. Pirates 14, Braves 2.
How you going to bring a one that's negative light to the Braves?
That's funny.
That was technically when they were up north, I feel like. That's before they came to Atlanta. So we'll let you have that little bit. I don't know. We'll might have to.
I kind of want to know why they made them do this. What? This one's for Branka because her family's from here. But 1941, Republic of Croatia orders all Jews to wear a star with the letter Z. That was during World War II.
So you know for sure what you're looking at that's so bad.
A puppet state of Nazi Germany mandated all Jews wear yellow star David badges along with the letter Z for Zid, meaning Jew in Croatian. This occurs months before similar measures were implemented in Germany and over a year after they were enforced in occupied Poland. This decree marked the beginning of a systematic persecution of Jews in Croatia, including establishment of concentration camps like the Nika.
I feel
it's one of those things where you got to pay attention to history. Yep. You're doomed to repeat it if you don't. Right. Let's not forget that these things happen.
I always feel some type of way at the suffrage of other humans. If you don't feel some type of way at the suffrage of other humans, no matter who they are, then what kind of person are you down on the
shit,
inside?
Here's one.
Uh-oh.
For the music industry.
Okay.
1942, Capitol Records Company opens for business.
Okay.
Capitol Records, they sign a lot of people.
Yes, they do. Some of the best. She's on a roll with it. Roll with it, rock with it, lean with it. Roll with it, rock with it, lean with it.
In 1944, General Eisenhower cancels planned D-Day invasion on June 5th after receiving unfavorable weather reports.
Well, yeah.
Well, it was unfavorable
Pay
altogether.
attention, right? It was very unfavorable.
In 1944, U-505 becomes the first German submarine captured and boarded, get smaller, on high seas by the U.S. Navy.
They're pirates. Pirates. She's finding all kind of crap. It's another useless. No, this is a day in history. It's another day in history. Oh, goodness. But anywho's.
Just reading. I'm in the 50s right now. I'm just, scrolling through, seeing if anybody
I was born
matters.
in 68. Maybe something interesting will be in that area. Ooh, X-Files. What is that? No, it ain't X-Files.
No, it's not X-Files.
It ain't X-Files. I'm dyslexic, and that right there shows you just how
I'll read
dyslexic.
what it says then. In 1954, Arthur Murray flies X-1A rocket plane to record 27,000 meters.
And I'll explain how dyslexia works. You know what I saw in that sentence? X-Files. I didn't see none of the rest of them words, really.
1955, Mickey Rooney Show
X-Files.
TV comedy last airs on NBC.
I loved Mickey Rooney. He is so funny. They were so funny. So many funny people back then, like George Burns. He was a comedian. He lived to be like 100 or close to it or right at it. He was hilarious too. He was from that time period. What you got over there, Kaley? She's a wild one. She's a suitor.
1963, first broadcast of Pop Go the Beatles on BBC Radio.
I love BBC. I be watching BritBox all the time. I used to watch BBC. Right. Oh, now she's got into some more music. I see it. Beatles.
Oh, there you go. 1964. The Beatles' first and only world tour begins with 2 10-song shows at a 4,400-seat KB Hale in Copenhagen, Denmark. British drummer Jimmy Nicol replaces Ringo Starr, recovering from tonsillitis, for the first 5 dates, 10 concerts, plus a Dutch TV appearance.
Well, darn.
1966, Hurricane Alma kills 51 in Honduras. Fucking hurricanes.
Right. They're a force of nature.
Literally.
She's a suitor.
She's a suitor.
Oh, they literally are, though.
1967, American guitarist Jimi Hendrix covers new Beatles song St. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band at Seville Theatre in London, just days after its release, with George Harrison and Paul McCartney in the audience.
I love all of those people. Jimi Hendrix he died way too young. Boy, he could play the guitar. He could play it behind his back even. That man was good. I always hate when musicians, and they do die young a lot, but there's the talent's just gone.
Are you ready for this? What? 1969, 22-year-old man sneaks into wheel pod of a jet parked in Havana and survives a 9-hour flight in Spain despite thin oxygen levels at 29,000 feet.
Good Lord.
I guess he just needed to go,
I'm getting out of here, folks.
1969, Beatles released The Ballad of John and Yoko, recorded by just John and Paul, backed with George Harrison's song Old Brown Shoe in the U.S. In 1970, the 43rd National Spelling Bee, Libby Childress wins spelling croissant.
You won't ever find my name there.
She spelled croissant right, and that's how she won.
Right. You won't find my name on that list.
I'd have been like croissant and then tried to spell it like that.
Croissant.
Croissant.
Q-U. Croissant. Oh, God. I only know there's a U after Q because there's almost always a U after a Q.
Huh. 1973, a patent for the ATM is granted to Don Wetzel, Tom Barnes, and George Chastain. So those guys must have helped together create an ATM.
I'll tell you one thing, they hopefully got rich from that right there. Because they're everywhere.
Oh, here you go. 1974. Never repeated 10-cent beer night at Cleveland. Unruly fans stumble onto field and cause Indians to forfeit the game to the Rangers with a score tied 5-5 in the ninth. And they got drunk as shit because it was only 10 cents for a damn beer in the 70s.
I'll bet you they were like, who thought of this? Who thought of this? I want him out of office right now. That guy got fired. Right. Unruly fans.
1975, oldest animal fossils in U.S. discovered in North Carolina.
Dude, that's awfully close. You think we can find a fossil in our yard?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I'll be digging the yard up, and Kelly's gonna come home from work, and she'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm gonna be like,
"I'm excavating."
Right. I'm hunting me a fossil. Listen, I am that kid that watched the archaeologists and those different documentaries, and would love to have sat out there with a little broom and swept off stuff.
50, I guess I'll say that because I didn't mean to. In 1981, the 54 National Spelling Bee, Paige Pipkin wins spelling sarcophagus.
No, sarcophagus. I swear to God. Now listen, I'm the dyslexic one. And here I am.
That had nothing to do with dyslexic, because if you look at it, the way I said it, sarcophagus. Okay. Right. I'm here to say I would have never known how to spell sarcophagus until just now.
Right. I'll tell you what makes me weird among dyslexics is I absolutely love vocabulary words. And so I used to just sit around with a dictionary just freaking reading random meanings of words. And then I would try to use the word I learned in a sentence. And I don't know. I just like using long, big words nobody ever heard of. And so I still do. And so sarcophagus makes sense to me, man. I just like stuff like that. How weird.
I looked up and I had a missed call on my phone. It was Aiden. Weird. 1982, Star Trek The Second, The Wrath of Khan releases in the U.S.
Right. This is the thing. You're either a Star Wars fan or you're a Star Trek fan. I am not a Star Trek fan. I am a Star Wars fan.
I like Star Wars more, but Star Trek's okay. I haven't really seen a lot. I haven't seen enough to be like, oh.
That's why I've seen enough to know I'm not a fan. Like, I will watch it in a pinch, but do I want to watch it? Not necessarily. But do you ask me, do I want to watch Star Wars? On any given day. On any given day. And then back in my day, and this is another reason, there was another show called Battlestar Galactica. So if you liked Battlestar Galactica, you usually didn't like Star Trek, dude.
Right.
So.
All right.
Battlestar Galactica didn't last too long, not like Star Trek. Star Trek's still going to this day. So yeah. I guess if you're going to look at it that way, Star Trek was the winner.
1984, Columbia Records released Bruce Springsteen's 7th studio album, Born in the USA.
That man,
his biggest commercial success, topped the charts in 11 countries and sold over 30 million copies worldwide.
That record pushed him into like a stadium seat sellout, that record. But hey, Born in the USA.
The same day, 1984, DNA is successfully cloned from an extinct animal.
I remember when they cloned that sheep that time, and it was all in the news, and people were freaking the frick out. Remember? It was all over. Everybody's in a big dither, especially like the religious community, and then the scientific community, and I'm over here just like, what's wrong with y'all?
Wow. 1989, gas explodes near 2 passenger trains in USSR, kills hundreds.
Goodness. Hey. What is with all these sinkholes and random weird things happening lately? I mean, there are some random things. Like suddenly there's sinkholes and stuff.
Oh, Oh,
Makes you-
1990, Greyhound bus files bankruptcy.
What? Makes you kind of paranoid that what if you're just asleep one day and then side of your house sinks right off into a hole?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's weird. A little bit weird. See, but now listen. As I was a Gen X kid, this is what they told us back in the day. That Florida and California is going to slide off into the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, they're still there.
In 1992, the United Postal Service announces 1.2 million people voted to choose the artwork for their Elvis Presley stamp, with 75% preferring a young portrait of Elvis over an old portrait of Elvis.
Okay, I'm gonna finalize that for us all. He's so much cuter when he's young. That's it. That's it. Plus, that Elvis and those hits were the Elvis. I mean, as someone ages, yeah, that's still them, but nostalgia wise, that young Elvis is what you remember.
Here you go.
The hits were huge.
2002, Canadian singer Avril Lavigne released his debut album, Let Go.
Man,
we all remember that. Good times.
I listened the crap out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Jagged Little Pill over and over and over.
We're getting there. We're almost here.
She's bringing it all the way around and round and now.
Yeah.
Round and now.
2017, Ariana Grande headlines benefit concert for victims of her Manchester concert bombing, also featuring Coldplay, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, and Katy Perry.
Ariana's a sweetheart, though.
Yeah. 2018, Ocean's 8 film premieres, directed by Gary Ross, starring Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, and Rihanna.
Now how many are they? Ocean's 20 gazillion? Bunch.
2018, former U.S. President Bill Clinton and James Patterson published their thriller novel The President is Missing, together. I've never heard of that until just now.
Right. It probably got, thrown to the wayside like that cigar he had.
In 2018, former U.S. President Bill Clinton, in an interview with NBC, says he hasn't and doesn't need to apologize to Monica Lewinsky.
See, I just said he'd do that cigar out.
Uh-huh.
I ain't got to apologize. You knew where I was putting that cigar.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
My cigar did. That's some little something different in the tobacco that I've ever heard of.
2020, memorial of George Floyd, led by Reverend Al Sharpton, killed in police custody in Minneapolis, as the 10th night of protests at his death held around the country.
That
Dude,
was terrible.
It was.
I just can't stand any violence like that. And this is my take on it, straight up. And I'd stand up toe to toe and say to any cop, if you're scared to be a cop, don't be one. If you're scared that somebody's going to hurt you all the time, don't be a cop. There are things you got to figure out before you pull the gun out a lot of times. And they easily could be figured out with a few questions and things. Yes, I understand there's a lot of things that do require some deadly force, but there's a lot more that don't. A lot of times it's medical cause and things. People are sick. There's so much that goes into it. And if you can't train your people to assess the situation any better, then I don't understand. And if you're so angry that you get out of control like that, you need to step away from that job.
Yep.
There are other jobs to do. You don't have to take your violent self out on other people. Go to therapy. There's too many ways to get therapy these days. Beating somebody's head in is not the answer in any situation. And if you're too scared of people to take care of them in the wild, don't be a cop. Don't do it. Go be something else.
Right.
All right. There's lots of other jobs. You ain't got to do that.
I guess this is what she's ending us off with.
Right.
Don't be about it unless you are about it.
Right. There's a lot of it's unnecessary violence because people
It's like we get there are bad
Right,
people out
or
there, whatever, but
stressed or
sometimes y'all jump
whatever.
the gun way too quick.
But honestly, if you're too scared to do that job or you're too stressed to be doing that job, say I need a leave of absence. I've got to take care of my mental health, or I'm going to go off on somebody. I feel like that ought to be you. You got an EPA officer, don't you? Because most jobs do.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can go and say, "Look, I'm stressed. The job's doing it. I need some help," and your employment will help you. I did it before at the hospital, and that was because I had a drug addiction issue, but I did ask them for help, and they did help me until I messed it up, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, addicts do that, so, I mean, it's neither here nor there. But your job will help you a lot of times. You just gotta ask.
Right. All right. Well,
Yep.
please tell your friends and don't forget to follow us.
Don't forget us. Please interact with us. We're here. We want to hear from you. I was about to say we are here for you.
Watch and listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
We got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got TikTok, and a silly old Leah.
And heck, you can even email us at 2cupsinpodcast@gmail.com.
Right. And if you can't be good
at it. We love you. This is 2 Cups In signing out. Bye.
Deuces.